Alright guys, such coming again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far with the Black Ops 7 beta coming to an end. Lots of drama on what needs to change going into the full release if this game is going to be as good as it possibly can be, and to maybe keep Shotzzy happy as well. He's not particularly happy with the time to kill in the current state of the game, believing it doesn't give really the opportunity to outplay opponents in other ways other than just holding an iron and gunning them down when they come around the corner. Is this a change that will be made? Is it necessary to make BO7 competitive play in a better way? Because other pros may well disagree. Very much enjoyed to your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. Plenty to get into. Wanted to start here was pretty funny. Don Dada did a couple of tweets last night. You guys might remember this story. If you're unfamiliar, I'll just quickly go through it. Way back in Modern Warfare 19 in the 2020 CDL season, that was when Warzone was really becoming a thing combined with competitive cards. So auto tactical sprints became a feature of the game, right? Mainly for the benefit in Warzone, but people realized that you could maybe use it in competitive as well. Now, auto tac sprints means that if you push the left stick forwards, you don't even have to press it, you just lean it forwards and you'll start tactical sprinting off into the sunset. This meant that you could, hit one of those, hit a nasty little slide cancel. You guys know how it goes. Now, that's kind of evolved over time, but the players decided at the time that ATS was a setting that they wanted to play without. They felt like the skill gap was higher when you didn't use it at all. But other players had different ideas, and Kremp was actually using it for some time when it was GA'd, right? So it was using it in scrims, whatever, against the rules. But of course, it wasn't an official CDL rule, right? So he wasn't doing anything wrong precisely, just against what the pros had agreed. And Don says when he finally got caught, his excuse was that he was waiting to get caught and we had done for not catching him earlier, which is pretty funny. And yeah, we've heard about this story before. But it also kind of does prove the point, right, that Kremp was using this for a while. People had their suspicions, but until he got called out for it, I think that was kind of Kremp's point, is that, look, this is a setting that I can put on and you really don't know. Like, you might have a theory, but you can't tell for sure that I'm using it. So I think Kremp was kind of trying to prove a point really with that one. There was also this great screenshot from back in the day. So I guess it's actually a group chat that still exists, but it's because you can see that they've got the new profile pictures, like Kremp's new one for the racing and all this. But anyway, he goes back and finds this conversation from way back in Modern Warfare 19 as well. So this is a group chat of, the Slasher World League, right? We got Slasher in there, we got Clay, we got Kremp, and then we got Spinner Spence. We'll discuss in a second. So Clay's like, you might really want to, dude. It actually looks like it. Wait a second, you're talking about a 53-13, right? Perfect recall control. Yeah, I'm adding Spencer. So you guys might remember when Awakening first came into the league, there were some theories that he might be a little bit dodgy. His awareness felt a bit too good. His shots were a little bit too good. I think Slacked had his theories that Awakening might be doing something. I think Kremp, well, certainly had his theories about it as well. Now, Spinner Spence is kind of league ops, right? He works for the league, and if there's any kind of drama, then he might get involved. I just thought it was pretty funny that they were looking at these clips. They thought Awakening might be a little bit too good to be true. Kremp was like, yep, I'm adding Spencer. Keep an eye on this tomorrow, 5305, and links in the clip. So it turns out it thinks everything was pretty much clean. But yeah, Paul X and Don were talking about that one in the replies as well. But let's talk about BO7, what might need to change. TJHaLy comes up with some ideas on perk balancing. Definitely the way the perks are not perfect, right? Like dexterity could just be integrated. I think that's something that would be worth considering. Maybe Stalker could be a blue perk. People have got their ideas anyway, because, the red perks are pretty strong. Where we go from here, who knows? Like, the game is fundamentally going to be the same. Like, when the release happens, probably not too much is going to change, really, especially because the feedback has, generally speaking, been relatively strong. Doesn't mean, though, that they couldn't do a better job. I think it's absolutely possible that some things could change, and Shotzzy is definitely on board with that. But the perks is one thing they could potentially play around with. This was actually very interesting, though, as well. So, TP, and this is kind of confirms some theories, doesn't it, really? So, over the last few days, we've talked a fair bit about the players being ambassadorial, shall we say, for the game. Now, we know that they're getting paid to, they're not necessarily getting paid, but, they're at least getting their travel and accommodation and everything to fly out to play COD next early. So, naturally, there's always going to be a little bit of reciprocity there when the players are flown out to play, they're playing the game, they're meeting the developers, they're talking to other players. they're generally going to give it a pretty positive review, aren't they? Because that's just how it goes. If they don't say the game is good, then they won't get invited back. And that's just how it is. And, you know, people know this, I think, generally. Even if they're not, like, getting paid to say something, it's kind of known that there will be some sort of inherent bias in what these creators are going to be talking about, right? And that's, I think, known by the consumers, but it's still felt by Activision that this is worth doing. And yeah, you can also understand it. But Teep says that Activision tried to have him do an interview and say, I'm really excited for Warzone. I'm super excited for Warzone. And he was like, I'm not saying that right now. So kind of crazy, really. But maybe not massively surprising. Maybe the feeling is that Warzone is the side of COD that really needs a bit of help at the moment, because maybe the multiplayer side is speaking for itself a little bit more. I don't know how much it will speak to a very much more casual player base. They might prefer Battlefield 6. I think from the competitive side, BO7 certainly has a lot still to give, and Scump implies that as well. He's like, this game definitely has the most potential of pretty much any COD that we have had in the CDL era. You know, Cold War was okay, Modern Warfare 3 was okay, but this game, if they do it right, could be, maybe should be even better. But, you know, time will tell, obviously, and also the CDL needs to deliver a good product around the game if it's actually going to work. But there are a couple of things that would be mentioned for change, especially, well, the Drazah. I mean, not even just the Drazah, but other SMGs as well, and how easy it is to shoot with these guns. So Parasite does this tweet, and he says it shouldn't be possible. Of course, he's gassing up his stats and everything, right? His win-loss, his elimination to death ratio, top 1%, 15,000 kills over just a couple of days. This was his best gun, the Raiden 45k he was using, nearly got 5,000 kills with it, 500 odd headshots, but an accuracy of 40.9%. Now that is an outrageously high number, and yeah, Parasite is a former pro player, Call of Duty World Champion from 2013. Obviously he shoots straight, you're not expecting these type of numbers from your average Joe. But back in the day, any kind of accuracy rating above 25% was considered to be pretty damn good, really. Hitting shots was far more difficult, and we know that this has increased a lot due to the strength of aim assist in the last couple of years. Nadeshot said the other day they should get rid of dynamic aim response curve. What would that really change if the aim assist itself is still relatively strong? That's a good question, but I think he makes a fair point. If you've got an SMG with 41% accuracy, even as a pro player, like, you had no chance of getting close to that back in the day. And it probably shows the way things have gone, certainly with regard to aim assist. I even saw this clip floating around. I mean, you can actually see on the right here that, so this player is not moving their right stick at all. You can see on the kind of pad on the right hand side, they're only aiming down sight, and what they are doing is they're slightly moving their character, right? So obviously right here they're stuck against the wall, but they're slightly moving their the movement stick to the right, and you know that when you actually move, your aim assist gets stronger, but they're not moving their right stick at all. Any of these clips here, the right stick is not moving at all, but because the character is moving, they're getting this amount of aim assist. I mean, you can see the amount of aim assist they're getting here without moving their right stick at all, and this is at some serious range. So I think you can definitely have an argument that aim assist is just too strong, and it has been for some time. And that combines with, well, first of all, that combined with snipers has raised questions on whether they're going to be allowed. But the other point, after this pretty disgusting shot here from Shotzzy, is whether, because it's particularly strong, it means that the time to kill is way too fast with the weapons that we have. If you go back to a game like even BO3, but certainly Black Ops 2, the time to kill in that game was really fast. It was no slower than it is today, maybe even faster. Like Ghost, I think, had the fastest time to kill ever, but all of the games around that time period had fast time to kills. But it didn't feel as quick because it was more difficult to shoot, fundamentally. And yeah, if you did hit every bullet with the MSMC for mid-range, you would melt the guy. But good luck hitting every bullet with the MSMC for mid-range. The gun recoiled a lot, the aim assist wasn't especially strong, and gunfights were difficult to win. Whereas nowadays, you know, we've seen some of the clips over the last few days. Yeah, the pros are very good, but hitting shots is easier than it's probably ever been before. And Shotzzy thinks that actually this is going too far. Now, there's maybe a couple of reasons for this. You might argue that actually it's not the time to kill, it's more, you know, your gun is ready so quickly, right? And like the sprint to fire times and these kind of things, maybe that makes the time to kill feel really fast. But actually, I think that plays to Shotzzy's benefit. What he's trying to do is exploit the game, use movement, and feel like he can outplay opponents, whereas what he's running into is players that are pre-aimed, have just, there's no way to beat them.
That shit's not even funny.
Dude, I would fucking knock him out. My arm's like a log.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, they had to change the health in this game. You die, like, I can't even, like, shit on people anymore. Holy fuck. What's the health in this game? Fucking 50? How does it, dude, this guy always knows where I'm at. Nah, he's obviously cheating.
Those guys just hiding back there? Oh, you just spawned in front of me.
So this is one of the major debates right now between the likes of Scrap, who said early days that, yeah, the advanced movement is nice, the wall bouncing is nice, but nothing is going to beat a good iron, right? If you iron up, if you hold the cross, you are going to gun the guy down. And look, you see it. This is Mercules gameplay right here. Maybe the best POV in the beta so far. And you can see that he's pretty much hitting every bullet, but, you know, the gunfights that he's winning, he is pre-aimed. He's not using the advanced movement every single gunfight. Yeah, he's sliding around. He's using the Omni movement, but he's sitting up here getting all the kills. It's not like he's necessarily wall jumping around. He used it a little bit there to get down to the lower level, but, you know, he's killing people pretty fast. Mercules' gameplay is also, I don't know if it's easy to recognize, but he's one of the only players that I see actually drain the magazine down quite a lot. I mean, he almost always reloads when he only has about 4 to 5 bullets left in the mag. It seems that he's so confident. Like, he gets this kill, he's so confident. I mean, he did reload there, but he feels like he knows that even if he's got like 6, 7 bullets left, he is going to gun the guy, that he just never needs to reload the thing. So I feel like I see that a lot with this gameplay, but the point is he killing too fast there? Is he actually killing too fast compared to other Call of Duty titles in the past? Possibly not. What are you going to do though, right? And I think this is the thing. Maybe Shotzzy makes a fair point. The time to kill could be increased. It might make the game play better, but there's also a balance, because if you make the time to kill too fast, then it really will start to favor the movement, right? Because then you're flying around corners, it's going to give you an advantage. The balance is probably where you want actually pre-aiming and holding a setup and holding a head glitch to still be maybe the most favored approach, but you can use the advanced movements in a way to give yourself an advantage in certain gunfights. The other thing is, it's not as simple as just, oh, let's just add 20 health, because then you've got to mess around so much with the balance of the guns, right? Because the weapons are designed with 100 health in mind, whatever. So if you increase it by 20%, then some guns will kill a lot slower. Some guns will actually still kill just as fast, because that's just the amount of damage they do. So there's so much balancing to be done to make that work. I don't expect the time to kill situation to change. Does Shotzzy have a fair point in terms of what he talks about? Possibly yes. Does he feel a little bit frustrated maybe with the fact that he doesn't feel like he might be able to exploit the game to such an advantage as maybe initially we thought was possible? That's a good question. So very much enjoyed your thoughts on all of this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. And I'll see you next time.